everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Rachel Ray here, and please don't go. This is a Wipnchat. Please take out whatever you are working on at the moment and join me. This is the video every week where I catch up with you and let you know what I'm doing in my personal life, all the funny things that may have happened to me, and I chat a little bit more, informally with you all. So that is what we are doing today. So please, 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 just because it's beaded cross stitch, please don't go. I had a request from a subscriber who would like to see more beaded cross stitching, and I figured it's been a minute, so let's go ahead and do it. Plus, if you don't watch the replays of my lives, you may not have seen me working on this. And so this would be a good opportunity for you to do so. So I am working on a beaded cross stitch keychain, which I purchased from AliExpress. I'll make sure to have that in the link of this description box so that you can check it out. I am using a beading needle, which is a little bit different than a normal embroidery needle. And thank you, Mrs. Coffee. You can purchase these through Amazon. Mine's a little bit bent. Yes, I know. Also, my nails are Color Street nails. So my the rep who I bought them from is Creativity by Gidge, but because they do not sell internationally, I had to make an agreement with someone. But I love these. They are so beautiful. They have like little snowflakes on them, and they're super sparkly. Anyway, let's get into it. So the white squares are the lightest color, the green is the middle, and then the dark outside is the darker color. And I'm going to be using these diamond painting trays to help me to pick up the colors. So I might scoot them out a little bit so that you can see them while I'm beading. I hope this is a good angle, and let's get started. So if you're interested in a tutorial on beaded cross stitch, I will put a link to the playlist in the cards because I sometimes get asked, how do you do it? It's really easy. It's just half stitches. And honestly, it can be picked up within a few minutes. And these little kits with the stamp, they're super, super helpful because they've already got, oops, see, I was already going to make a mistake. They've already got the design on them, so you don't even have to even think about it, to be honest. Whereas the big beaded cross stitch that I have, which is out of print, they don't have it anymore. That one is much harder to read and to get done. Okay, so wow, it's been a while, you all. I didn't make a Wipnchat last week because, well, we were painting our living room, and so thank you to everybody who's following along. It did get done in 3 days, and probably, I think the third day was the hardest day when we had to move everything back in, and we're still not completely moved back in, which kind of stinks. We still have to put a lot of books up on the bookshelves and dust them off and everything. And to be honest with you, when we finished moving in, like the recliners and the drafting table got set up again and everything, I was just like, you know what? Nope, I'm done with this room. I'm gonna relax now. So it's been a nice forced holiday, I suppose you could say. I still can't really talk about what's going on, but we'll just say that the issues that I've been facing with my work are not exactly resolved yet, and maybe going into legal territory. Legal being lawyer territory. So I will, once I can divulge, I may be talking about it, or I may not be able to talk about it at all. I don't know. Anyway, it's been nice not having to work. And I really feel quite blessed that I haven't had to, or felt any pressure, or been scared at all, which is a first ever in my life. And I have to say that's thanks to doing YouTube. My husband has been working hours for his brother, and that is also supporting us at the moment. But my family has reached out and said that they would offer to help as well. And anyway, we're really lucky. And there was someone who commented yesterday, I believe, and they reminded me definitely that I should be counting my blessings, because, you know, it wasn't that long ago where if I had been put in this situation, things would be a lot different. So I feel like I have really worked hard to get to where I am, and I'm really grateful to be where I am right now. You know, there were quite a few hard years back when, oops, wrong one. Is it that? Yeah, it's that one. Back when I first moved to Ireland, it was especially difficult, but you know, it's, what would she say? My grandmother would call it character building, you know. Sometimes life throws you situations, and you really just need to, it kind of just tests you to see what you're capable of, and it makes you stronger. It really does. So aside from that, really the last, I don't know, about a week since I posted about, you know, the room and everything getting put back together, I just needed time off to do all of that. Things have been really good. What did we do this weekend? We just stayed in, and we did not a lot of anything. We've been watching TV and listening to a lot of podcasts, things like No Such Thing as a Fish, you know, quite lighthearted things. In Ireland, especially, panel shows are super popular. I don't know if do you have panel shows? I think honestly in America it's a little bit different. Like, we have daytime TV shows, but these are like nighttime comedy shows where a group of people are prompted with questions and then they answer in funny ways. Kind of like, oh my gosh, I'm going to totally forget the name of that show. Whose Line Is It Anyway? That's the show, which I always loved. Those kind of skit shows and things like that. Kind of like that. But the one, I think we watch a lot of Mock the Week and Countdown QI and shows like that. And I really, really enjoy like informational shows like QI. Mock the Week is just kind of funny in a political way, but anyhow, we've been just kind of relaxing. I'm really enjoying having the drafting table, you all. Like, it's so much better for my posture, and also I find, okay, this is going to sound like a bad thing, but I find that I spend less time diamond painting if I have to sit in a proper chair. I'm sure that as my body adjusts, I'll be able to sit in it longer. But because of the way that I'm sitting, and I'm sitting properly, I sit there less. It could also be the first project that I'm really working out after the Christmas light painting is the Star or diamond painting, the Starry Night. Oh my God, you guys, ask me how I feel about it. I've been working on that since I finished the Christmas lights, and even though the one of Luna, I think I only used the table for 2 days for that one. So it's mostly been this Starry Night one, and wow, it's, confetti isn't even the word. Like, there's a lot of confetti in it, but I think it's the drills and how difficult they are to pick up. And I don't think, I'm not trying to say that it's Star Wars' fault. Like, I really like Lucy and I like her products, but I think it's just this particular kit has like crazy difficult drills to work with. So I'll be glad when it's finished. I've almost finished the middle section, and I try to pace myself. I'm making myself work on at least one square or one section at a time, and I'm using the paper they provided, the opaque pieces of paper, to kind of gauge that by, because I can put 3 of them in a column, and so one of those is one section for me. So I finish that one section, then I go to the next one, etc., and then move over and over and over. Well, it's taking me like, for one small square, I want to say, I don't have the papers here, but I want to say it's maybe, what is it, 3 inches? 3.5 inches by 5 inches, something like that. Not a very big square. It's taking like 2.5 or 3 hours to complete that section. So I'm just kind of over it at this stage. And I'd love to just, is that, hold on, sorry, is that, yes, that's still dark. Okay. It's hard to tell in this lighting, sorry. I'm excited that I'm going to finish it. And that was the whole purpose of me doing this challenge for myself. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, I decided at the end of last year that I would not work on any new diamond paintings until I finished all of the works in progress that I had kitted up in 2019. And that included projects that I kitted up and may have even kitted down. And I did that twice. I did that with my Japanese garden, and I did it with the Starry Night. And I really only did it because the big Japanese garden, it was taking a long time. I guess I had just needed to put it away and start on my grandfather's painting for Christmas, and then it was Dad's, and then it was Gammy's. Yeah. So I was doing a lot of gifts back in 2018, and yeah, I had to put mine aside. And then by the time I came back around it was the beginning of December, and then I did my brother-in-law's and his girlfriend's paintings when I came back. So I was still doing gifts when I came back. By the time that the new year and I finished Ariel, I think I just dove straight in and tried to do my custom of Luna. That didn't work out, and then I just picked another painting. I should have gone back to the Japanese garden, but I didn't really think of it. I had bought quite a few paintings in the meantime, and I enjoy buying diamond paintings. I enjoyed the process of it very much, but I have to say that I think I've gotten it out of my system. It's really easy to like get in this habit of spending, and I have to catch myself because I can feel myself doing it with cross stitch as well. And I don't know, I think for me, shopping really is, and I never thought I would actually say this, but shopping is a kind of therapy too, you know? There's a reasonable amount of money that I will spend because it is helping my channel, and people do ask me, and you're welcome to, please don't feel bad. Please ask me if you'd like me to check out a company, and I haven't done so already. I will definitely get around to it. I have a whole list of companies, and I'm slowly chipping away at it. So please send that on in if you'd like. And I have an amount of the YouTuber money set aside to pay for those things. They're not they're not all very cheap, especially those companies which I believe are taking advantage of buyers, but that's probably just my opinion and hearsay. But I do enjoy testing them out, and that's actually what I was doing today. So I purchased from a store, which I won't talk about yet because I want you to be able to get excited for this video, but essentially I purchased, I unboxed, and I'm also going to be unveiling the final the post review in the same video, and I've never been able to do that. So yay! I'm so excited. I want you to see if it was worth it all in the same video, because then you don't have to come and wait for who knows how long. So I did break my little rule of, you know, no new paintings in 2020 until I whip the whips, as I keep saying. But it's okay. It's all a matter of science, and honestly, I think I'll have that painting done by tomorrow afternoon. So it's no biggie. And it's been a nice break because it's square, and I've been working on nothing but round diamond paintings for a really long time. I've broken it up by working on Diamond Art Club's Daughter of Honor, the Pocahontas painting, but I haven't touched that since the last time. I think I was live, or maybe I did record a video with it, but anyway, it's been a while, y'all. It's been a while. All right, this is how I end threads. I just run them along the back. When, you know, see how it's like tugging on the needle? I wouldn't be able to go any further really without hurting my needle. So I just run it under like that. And these needles are so cool because they actually open up quite wide, like so. So you can easily thread the needle. Now, I need this. There we go. And my thread is in the bag. So my goal is actually to finish this with you all tonight during this Wipnchat, and then we're going to stuff it and make it into a keychain. And if for whatever reason, like my husband has gone to a meeting, if he comes back in the middle of this, I'll just put this aside and we'll finish this in the morning, and we could do it together, because I promised you all an extra long Wipnchat this time. I wasn't able, I'll talk about this in a minute, but I wasn't able to stay live very long because it wasn't my internet, it was YouTube. YouTube was doing system updates or something, server updates, and so all the lives were really, really laggy, and every time you would talk, there would be like a glitch every 5 seconds or so. It was really annoying. So I don't blame anybody who left. I had trouble listening to the playback of that live as well, so I don't blame you at all. But I was talking about something else, but it's not important. Oh, I was talking about finishing this later on tomorrow if we are unable to keep going tonight. Okay, so yes, that has been what's going on, like as far as diamond paintings and stuff go. I've just been kind of working through what Heike has called the problem paintings this month. She has like a DP theme of the month going on right now. She started it last year, and it's actually a great idea if you need motivation to keep going on a project, especially like this particular painting. I really don't want to do it, but I will finish it. Oh, the rain has come back. All right, so moving forward, I had, so last weekend, not much happened. I know I'm missing a week in here, but I honestly can't even think of anything that exciting that happened. Other than I went to my mother-in-law's house a few times and we had dinner and it was delicious. It's always really delicious. It's always really Irish, but it's really delicious. Like we had what a lot of Americans consider to be Thanksgiving dinner. They have turkey and ham as like a Sunday roast. Oh, it's so good. And then the last time we had lamb and mint sauce. Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. So we've been spending more time with his mother-in-law lately, obviously, because, you know, it's the new year and we ought to. Did I say his mother-in-law? My mother-in-law, his mother. Hello, Rachel. But anyway, just trying to wait out the winter. It's been crazy here. So yesterday was Monday. I always film Wipnchats the day before they go up, just in case something happens to the video when it's processing. This is a lot of work. Processing the video and then having to do all the YouTube-y stuff to it. But yes, I heard you, stomach. Yesterday we had Storm Bernhard roll through and that was scary. I woke up. I'm the kind of person that wakes up relatively late naturally. Like I'm a 9:30, 10 a.m. person, and I always have been like a night owl and a late sleeper. I'm your 9 hour sleeper person. I don't like to sleep for 7 hours, but if I have a job, I'm the kind of person that will like stay awake until the last possible moment, have 6 hours of sleep, and then complain about being tired in the morning. Yeah, I'm that person. I know. That's one of my goals this year, is actually to prioritize sleep, because sleep is probably just as important as nutrition, really. And I have found in the past 2 weeks that my mood has improved. I am taking medication on time. I'm not forgetting to do it. I'm feeling more motivated and confident. And it's not like, it's definitely not a new year, new me type situation, because I'm definitely not like going out there and running marathons or anything, but I could definitely tell that less stress and more sleep has really taken, has benefited for sure. And I feel really, really, really lucky about that, because I have been struggling for a long time. And you all, if you've been following me for a while, you probably know that. And thank you for sticking around with me anyway. It's going to be a good year. I can feel it. It's going to be a really, really good year. So anyway, I was talking about the storm. So Storm Bernhard, I think its name was. I can't believe it was only the second storm of this season. Like, not of the year, but of the whole season. It came yesterday morning. So so this is where I derailed. I have been getting a lot of sleep. So I went to sleep early. I went to bed at like, I want to say 10:30. I went to bed and I actually went to sleep. Didn't stare at my phone or do online shopping or anything like that. Went to bed and woke up at 8:30 in the morning, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, except it was so dark. It was so dark. Like, oops, it wasn't pitch black, but it was like, you know the sun is up, but it doesn't look like it's up. Kind of dark. And so I totally expected this storm. I knew that it was going to be bad. They said gusts of up to 130 kilometers an hour. And they also said, you know, don't go outside. They upgraded it to a red alert when around, I think it was like 9 or 9:30. And by that time, I was actually out here on my recliner where we are right now. And I was already cross-stitching. I'd opened the curtains and I plugged in my phone to let it charge. And I started stitching in the quiet. And I think I was listening to either YouTube or my audiobook. I've been listening to the Witcher series. After that new Witcher series came out on Netflix, I was like, yes, time to get back into The Witcher. So I'll have the audiobook linked below if you want to check it out with Audible. I don't know if they're still doing the promotion, but I think you can sign up. And when you sign up, you get the first 30 days free. And then it's like, for me, it's like £7 per month or something. And you get a credit towards a book. And a book is a credit. Like, I don't know any books that are over a credit, but I'm sure they're out there. But so every month you get a free book, and then you can buy whatever other books you want, and they'll stay in your audio library for like forever. So anyway, yeah, I've been listening to The Witcher. I had The Witcher on, and then I think it was 9:30 when the power went off. And then it flickered, and then it went off for good. And I was like, okay, I was not prepared-ish. So I had my phone, it was up to 80%. I said goodbye to Heike. She's probably laughing, listening to this, but I was hounding her. I was like, I know the power's gonna go out. I know it. And then it finally did. And I was like, okay, I'm turning off my phone. I'm gonna be sensible. I'm gonna turn off my phone. I'm gonna keep stitching. I'm gonna see how far I get. And I kept checking in because have you tried sitting in silence for like hours? I think the power, in total, I think the power was out for about 4 hours. I didn't have music. Obviously there was no TV. I could have used the internet, but I didn't know how long my phone would stay alive for, or how long the power would be out. And I was worried about, not having a phone in case of an emergency. So I held back and I didn't keep it on. But the cell phone service was still up then. Eventually, I think it was around 3:30. No, 2:30? Sometime in the afternoon. Math. Something like that. 4 or 5 hours later. The power came back on. Oh, we were overjoyed. Me and James were sitting here, and James was reading his articles. He likes to read the newspaper online. He reads several of them. And he was reading, and I was diamond painting because the sun had come out. Oh, it was lovely. And I'd opened the curtains, and I was sitting at the drafting table, just feeling the warmth on my back. I was just like, oh God, this is so nice. Sitting in the sun, soaking up that vitamin D. Oh, lovely. Just thinking about the fact that I didn't have to be inside at a swimming pool with screaming children. And anyway, I looked over at him and he looked over at me. I said, do you hear that? And it was the ticking of the timer for our Christmas lights, which we have strung up over half the room. I insist on them. I like fairy lights. They call them fairy lights here. They're just like this off-white, pretty light. I like them, but he says they remind him of like a college girl's room or something. I was like, no. Anyway, the timer had turned back on, and you can hear it if you're listening really closely. You might be able to hear it right now, but oops, but I doubt it. It's just the slightest, like, kind of like a ticking, but it doesn't talk. Does that make sense? It ticks, but it doesn't talk. So yeah, we were sitting here and I was just like, the power is on. And so we were like, hallelujah, we are saved. Turn something on in the background. I need to listen to something. And I'm like watching Becky's Madness for Crafting's vlog and stuff like that, and just being like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy to just hear someone else's voice. And we did that for a while, and then the cell phone power went out, or cell phone power, the cell phone signal service went out, and we were like, oh no, this is not good. But our cell phones are not connected to the internet, thank goodness, or not to our home internet. Our home internet is kind of like satellite internet, because we live in a country, y'all. And anyhow, we just knew that it would be a matter of time, and then our internet would go, and we would be back to kind of square one. And it did. It went. So there for a while, I was listening to Audible again, but I did nothing at all yesterday. I did nothing, and it was so nice. I was like, I need a guilt-free nothing day. Have you ever done that? And like, Christmas could have been that, except I had to I had to be around family, and that takes a lot of energy for me. So yeah, Christmas was not that day for me, but yesterday was most definitely that day. I did not feel guilty about not doing anything, and then we made homemade pizza for dinner and had a date night as well, and it was so nice. Eventually the internet came back, and yeah, we were just having a really good night. And then today we're only at 30 minutes. Today we woke up, and well, I woke up. I always wake up first. And I made my coffee. I went back into the bed and like started this diamond painting that I want to do the review for. And because I want to check the quality of it. I talked to Mrs. Coffee, and her experience seems to be a little different than mine. So it just makes me wonder if there's an inconsistency or like what's the issue, but we'll figure it out. So anyway, I'm sitting there and I'm diamond painting and drinking my coffee and having a good time. And then he had to go into town to do some errands. And I was like, you know what would be nice? Let me surprise him. I'm going to go clean. And I don't know what happened, because I didn't really think too hard about it. And if you suffer from depression, you know how hard it is to do even the most like easy things, like showering or like dusting, or whatever it might be, dishes. It could be anything that's really mundane that everyone has to do, like everybody who isn't really rich. Okay, like a normal average person's day-to-day routine seems to be totally impossible for people who suffer with depression. And it is in the mind. It's like a block, a really significant block that will make you sick. And I had to overcome a block later on in the day, but I'll explain that, because I'm not well, y'all. I'm still getting there, but just because I had a good day doesn't mean that it went away. I decided I was gonna clean, and when I clean, like I clean. I am so embarrassed though. Now, let me paint the picture here. Let me explain a few things to people who are new or watching this, and they're like, "Who is this crazy one?" My name is Rachel. I am almost 33 years old, and I suffer from severe depression, and I am medicated, and I don't need your opinions on it. It's my doctor who is doing this, and we are learning a lot of things. And it really, sometimes I struggle. So the struggle is real, y'all. The struggle is real. I have a lot to be thankful for, but the struggle can be seriously real, and I don't want to undermine that. I got out of the bed and I changed into clothes. Step number one, big success. That is hard to do. Then I was like, okay, how am I going to tackle this? The vacuum, I got the vacuum and I started vacuuming. And then I realized that I was going to be kicking up a lot of dust doing what I was doing. So I stopped vacuuming and I started dusting. These little things, all of these little ticks that, you know, a healthy person doesn't have to think about. They are all, how do I try to explain this? Whoa. Gone forever. They are difficult. They kind of make the person who is suffering with serious mental issues, they make them want to give up immediately. They're like, oh, what's the point? I'd better just stop now and not continue. Okay? So just, if you are a healthy person and you don't know what I'm talking about, just know that. I think that's the important thing. So anyway, I carried on anyway, and I dusted the furniture, and I found envelopes, y'all, that were dated from like April of last year underneath admittedly, it was my husband's side of the bed. April of last year. And then I had to think, what were we doing in April? You know, what was going on in April? Well, April was when we got hired again at the hotel. April was only 1.5 months before the job I love starts every summer. And I remember feeling really guilty that I was starting that job when I knew that I was going to have to go to part-time and go full-time at the other job. So I was kind of doing this, like, you know, mental flip-flop in my head and getting emotionally involved where there shouldn't have been any emotion. I know that now. Then that was around, if I remember correctly, that was around the time that I did the KonMari. So I think that was the last time that I can say that I genuinely spent a lot of time in that room. And then I thought about it because I was like, oh my God, where have I been? It was almost as if I had just had a wake-up call. And I'm glad that I got it. I'm glad that I got it. I can't believe that I'm telling you all this stuff, but I think I'm not alone. I'm pretty sure there are people out there who understand that it's so much easier sometimes to just literally shove it under the rug. And now I understand why our health has suffered and stuff like that. So it's all on me, and I totally understand that. So please don't come at me. But anyway, I cleaned it so well that, like, I know that if my grandma came, she'd be proud of me. And I went in there after I'd finished, and you know, like, I can't do things a normal amount. I have to go to an extreme. I cleaned the house for like 6 hours today. I vacuumed everything. I did all of the baseboards. I did all of the dusting, and I mopped. And I haven't done that probably since April of last year. It's insane because, and I'm going to defend myself one more time before I get off this subject. after I finish with the job that I love to do in the middle of the summer that takes up all of my time and energy, so much so that I kind of vanish from YouTube, once I came back from that job last year, I was immediately thrust into full-time employment with the hotel. Immediately. There was no, I was supposed to take a week off from that job and have 1 week to myself to be able to catch up with the housework and the change of seasons and everything else that was happening in my life. And they gave me no choice. They forced me back into employment. And you know what's funny is that happened again in December as well. I was told that I was not going to be needed that often. And just around Christmas to New Year's, and it was when New Year's happened. Right before New Year's, the boiler exploded. And suddenly, those 2 days that week I was supposed to be there turned into 7 days. Yeah. So it's that kind of thing. I just can't do that anymore. It's just not fair on me. And I think that's why I had to do the whole paint the house, really get involved. And then I just kind of collapsed for a few days and couldn't do much of anything else. But I'm really, really proud of our living room. It looks amazing. I think we're making strides to do the same thing in the kitchen next. The kitchen is going to be much harder though, because we actually have to still eat, but it's doable. It's definitely doable. I looked online, and this week's Aldi sale is actually, they have paint again. So I'm going to buy some Aldi paint, and we're going to go clean up that kitchen and paint it up. I think I might even do the cabinets, just go all out, The problem with doing home improvement stuff is that I have less time for YouTube. I think that's the only downside, to be honest. Other than that, I actually really, really love it. We got so much work done, and now I have the hiccups, of course. We got a lot of work done, and it looks great. And actually, hang on, I'm gonna tilt the camera. It's gonna be kind of sideways. That is our fireplace. It's purple. What do you think? Purple and gray. It's kind of bare at the moment, I know. There's nothing up there except my orchids. One of my orchids is actually blooming. But anyway, I'm absolutely loving the new light fixtures. It's like living in a new house. I don't feel like I'm living in the 80s anymore. Even though, my choice of paint for... Oh, sorry, I just realized that you're like, way... There we go. Sorry. My choice in paint is, a little funky or whatever. You can't blame me. It was cheap paint, and I was bored. Plus, purple is actually a legit fireplace color here. My brother-in-law's fireplace is purple as well. His surround. But yeah, I'm thinking about doing the kitchen next. It looks like a dump. It always has. I hate the floor. So I think home improvement is needed. It's definitely boosted my husband's mood, which has been a real blessing. Like, seeing him take charge of a project and take pride in the home is amazing. And it makes us in general kind of work better together. Because we've been having conversations about, YouTube and what does this all mean, and where are we going from here? What does this year look like? That kind of stuff. And I think he's starting to understand that, like, you know, it's something that I love and that I want to make time for, but I told him, you know, he is my number one. So I hope you all understand that. I'm sure you do. If you don't understand, then, you know, oh well. But I'm sure that that's totally understandable. I think we might have to change thread again one more time before we finish. We're so close. I know I could go a few more beads, but I might as well. We have plenty of thread left over from the kit. These are so cute. These little beaded cross-stitch projects. I've been looking online on Etsy a lot lately and finding these little kits as well. And for beaded cross-stitch kits, especially from, there's this one shop called All About Embroidery UA, and all one word. And she has some fantastic little kits too. You should check her out for beaded cross stitch, you know, just to get your feet wet. Nothing too big. To be honest, if you get something the size of that thatched cottage that I have, the big one, it's a bit daunting, you know. Like, if you have, oh, I just licked it out of habit. I've been cross stitching a lot. And yes, I lick my floss. The sheer size of the stamped cross stitch Ada is enough to make me kind of go, you know, it's big. It's really big. And it's kind of hard to get motivated. Now, in saying that, I do want to get her done this year. Well, maybe not this year, but, you know, work on it a lot. I keep saying that, but I will. But this isn't about, you know, it's not about a marathon, and I have to remind myself that, but it just means one more box. You know what I mean? It's one more box in the house that I have to keep track of. Can you imagine if I lost those beads? Like, I think I'd actually cry. But that's not going to happen. It's going to be fine. I just need to find more time to work on it. And I'm sure that I'll be working on it more during the spring. The plan is, once the whips are done, that I'll be doing one diamond painting at a time and completing each one before starting a new one, because I think it makes it easier to see the progress on something, in my opinion. I kind of got out of control there for a little while, because you can put them aside and, you know, work on another one and another one and another one, and then all of your boxes are full and you can't really do that anymore. And then you go, oh well, you know, what am I going to do with all these unfinished projects? I keep saying products. I don't know why. But anyway, it can be a problem. But there is something about starting a brand new project and getting that endorphin rush, you know. I do love it. I love starting a new project. Speaking of, I will be sharing with you all on Friday, this Friday, in my floss tube video. That's where I talk about cross stitching, and I'm also going to be talking about yarny stuff there too. That's where I'm going to show you all the cool stuff that I got. And I had a subscriber who gave me something by email. Thank you so much, Michael. he gifted me something very, very special to me, and I'll tell you more about that on Friday. But just while I have you here, actually, I have a really special message to someone because I cannot contact them. There's a certain someone who I have been talking with through email who so graciously sent me a diamond painting from a company that they love. So Hollow, if you're listening, please, please empty your inbox in your email a little bit. I keep sending you emails to thank you, and the email inbox, it says it's full and cannot accept any new messages. So I keep getting my emails back. They keep getting bounced back to me. So if you're wondering why I haven't responded, I have. I've actually tried sending emails twice and they keep getting sent back to me. So I'll keep trying, but if you just happen to see this video, please delete some emails from your inbox. I didn't even think that was a thing anymore, but it is, depending on what server you're with. So 51 minutes. Ooh. I hope you're all having a wonderful day and enjoying whatever you're working on. I think, like I said, going forward, I just want to work on one diamond painting at a time. It'll be easier. I say that now, you know how I am, but I'm gonna do my best anyway. Just to kind of keep on top of it, because you know what I like, and I found this out not too long ago, but the light clicked over the little light bulb kind of turned on over my head when I kind of figured it out. I love finishing a project. Like I love that feeling when you put in the last diamond and you step away and you go, oh my God, this is amazing. Everything is kind of leading up to that finish. But if you have to put it away for a while and then you come back to it, it becomes a chore. And it seems like the longer it's sat, the longer it has sat, the bigger a chore it is to work on it. At least that's how it feels right now. So, for all of you serial kidder uppers, how do you feel? Do you like the feeling of finishing a painting more than kitting up a new one? I don't know. Oh, I think my husband might be home. Maybe not. Luna's barking. I'm gonna finish this clover. I'm gonna do it. I'm really excited to see what this year brings us. I have some really exciting new stuff coming for you all very soon to the Facebook group, Crafters Anonymous, with Mrs. Crochet and Coffee and Rachel Ray. So you all know that, you know, I share a Facebook group with my very, very, very close friend, Mrs. Coffee. And we have been brainstorming ways to make things really exciting. So we've got some really cool stuff coming your way very soon. So please stay tuned. And what else? Oh, I think I owe you all a cooking video as well. I'm going to try to do that soon. Also, I hope that the tutorial that I put up yesterday wasn't too, I don't know, rocky or something, too simplified. I tried my best. I did. But I'm going to be honest with you. So if you're watching this in the faraway future, the day before this video airs, I had posted a tutorial video on how I seal and frame a diamond painting. Now, Luna, Are you all right? Okay, sorry y'all. She fell off the bed. Lay down, child. I was worried that I might have simplified it too much or made it too simple, but like, I mean that because it's not, oops, it's not my forte, you know, sealing. I have sealed like 3 times maybe because I don't like sealing paintings. I was told that it's unnecessary. And the only reason I have sealed those paintings is because the drills were popping off and I didn't want to have popping drills everywhere. so I sealed them. But in general, I actually do feel that it's really unnecessary, especially if you put it behind glass. Like, nothing's going to happen to that unless it falls off the wall. And if it falls off the wall, I think you have a bigger problem. You know what I mean? All right, last bead in. Nice. So that's gone up. Tutorial on how to seal and then framing idea for diamond paintings. I'm glad I got that up in the end because it really did take me a long time. Sorry. All right, we're going to try to figure this out together. So if you were wondering, this is just clear Scotch tape. And that was to keep my thread from catching the edges of this rubber Aida cloth. Come on. Rubberized Aida. What I'm going to do, I'm going to have to cut it in half, but in here I have thread. We have some squishy stuff, more thread. I might put that in my thing. I'm not going to need all of that fluff, but then it's, I think you just, yeah, I don't know. We're going to use the clear stuff anyway. So let's clean this up. And just going to quickly put these back. These little diamond painting trays have been super helpful for this. So if you're just doing a little kit, I'd totally recommend using your diamond painting trays if you're a diamond painter. I think most of you are diamond painters, the people who watch these Wipnchats. So I'm sorry if it didn't appeal to you today, but it's just a catch up and chat. You know what I mean? You don't have to diamond paint with me. You could be knitting or crocheting or doing whatever it is you're doing. All right, we're gonna sew in the sides. I'm gonna tell you the other exciting stuff that I'm doing. So this is the clear thread. I actually just put it in this bag so I wouldn't lose it since I was taking this to work with me. It's a perfect craft for sitting at a desk and doing. Okay. Let's cut this in half. Sorry about the sniffies. Snifflies. There we go. I'm so excited. So I'm gonna do 3 sides and then the one. I've got a normal needle here. And this is like fishing wire, so don't have to lick it.
going to enter it from this side. And then just going to bring it under and go through this loop. And you can see that it's not tied to the inside. So then, it's going to be easy from here on out. So essentially, I want to go as close as I can to the other side, which is one stitch down from, yeah, just see what's catching. I don't want to catching the whole time. I think there's like a kink in it somewhere. But I think you can understand what's happening here now.
Together, and now we're just gonna kind of sew them together by going end to end. So there's the third bead on this side, and it matches up to the third bead on that side. I'm gonna try to talk while I do this. If I can't, then maybe I'll see you in a little while. Okay, so another really cool thing that I did in the last few days, if you didn't see my knit crate video, was that I started knitting for the first time in my life, and it's not as hard as I thought it would be. So I'm really happy about that. And also, I'm doing it in aid of Australian wildlife. So I'm going to skip 2 this time. I'm making a Joey pouch for little baby kangaroos who who don't have a mom. And so they don't have a pouch. So my little homemade pouch, it's the outer part of the pouch, really. It's not the actual pouch. That's gonna go to them eventually. Right now, the charity that I'm going through, they're assessing what they have currently. They're not open to accepting any more packages at the minute. They need to look at their inventory, you know, because there's been a lot sent. Like millions of people are involved now, in only like the last week and a half, you know. It's an amazing effort. Excuse you. And so, oops, that went under there the wrong way. Hold on. Come on. Hold on. There we go. So, I'm still knitting, but I won't send the pouch in yet until they need it, and but that's a good thing because I need more time to learn what I'm doing. I'm not struggling that much, but I could definitely use a little more patience. I think the most problem I have is the tension on the needles. I don't know what it is about it, but it's just kind of difficult. Let's see, how far are we? We're that far. And keeping it loose enough. Like, I think I'm just really too tight with the needles sometimes. But it is a really relaxing hobby. I do enjoy it. I really do. I could see myself really getting into it, to be honest. Sorry about this now. Come on. It's really hard to do this with plastic. I'm gonna try to make it go a little faster for us. So yeah, really enjoying that, and just the people that I have spoken with who saw my live stream, and they're really really happy about the money that y'all raised for charity. For the crafters of this animal rescue collective, I had a message from Rachel, one of the admin, and she said thank you very much. We raised over 500 euros, which is like, a few days ago it was $800 Australian, which is amazing. That's amazing, you guys. Amazing. So I'm not going to go that far with it. I'm going to bring it here. And yeah, just y'all have done such incredible work with the donations. And even if you weren't able to donate, but you're just there supporting people in the background, that's okay too. They need all of the support that they can get, even if that's just your well wishes. So I'm just double checking that that's nice and tight. There we go. It's much better. Oh, I have a thread here. So hard to see that. It's hard to tell if it's flat. Sorry if that was my hair in the way. I'd rather do this on camera so that you can see. No, I'm only guessing that this is how this is finished, as there aren't any clear instructions actually for them. So come on. Which one of you? There it is. Okay, I was like, which one is it? All right, we're good now. We're good to go. So yeah, that was an exciting, very exciting live stream, you guys. Thank you so much. And if you weren't there, but you'd like to see what went on, you could watch the replay. It's really exciting. I do apologize about the sound issues though. Okay, we're at the top, aren't we? We are very, very nearly. So I'll just wait until I get around this corner. Okay. You can see what I'm doing, yeah. It's just a little bit out of frame. Sorry. And then, let's see. Yesterday was my grandfather's birthday. He is 79 years old. And he's okay, but he's not great. He's having a lot of memory problems. He's forgetting simple things, and he's asking a lot of really random, weird questions that don't make any sense, and that worries me. But I kind of figured that this would happen, and so did my grandmother. Alzheimer's actually runs in his family. So I hope it's just the medicine, and I hope it isn't actually dementia or Alzheimer's coming up too. That's the last thing that he needs. And I'm hoping to speak with him on the phone tonight, which will be afternoon his time, because yesterday I wasn't able to due to the storm and everything. All right, so we're at the stage where we can fill this bad boy. I definitely don't need all of this to fit into that little thing. And I think this is just polyfill. And I don't want it to be over full either. I hope I can find a use for that in some other application. Have you ever made like a stuffed animal or anything? I haven't. All right, get in there. already overfilled it. Maybe I shouldn't have sealed it so tightly. Oops. It's okay. It's all right. It's all a learning process, right? Okay, let's see if I can do this. I can hear you laughing at me. Okay, or laughing with me. One or the other. All right. We can do this. I'm gonna poke myself so hard. Not in the bead. Can you see what I'm doing? No. Okay. Just making sure that's down. I'll turn on the light. You can see my blankets in my lap. This one. This one to this one. Come on. Come on. How am I supposed to finish this off? I just thought of that. Oops. Okay, come on. Like, as in, I guess I have to make, like, I don't know where the keychain part is. Let me look at the picture. Hang on. Okay, the keychain goes on some other way. Do you see how they have it, like, I don't know how they did it. Magic. Magic, which I do not have access to. I have scissors, and I can push this in a little bit. It's fine. It's gonna be fine. Okay. I think I might try to sew a little bit more. You can see the color of my nails really well. Oh, 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 oh. Sorry, 1 second. I gotta hold this with my teeth. Okay. No drool, promise. I'm gonna go to the top one. I'm gonna reinforce this corner. Oops. I have to give this Wipnchat a different name, like the one where she's quiet for most of it. Okay. Oh, I just remembered. I wanted to tell you all, if you are one of the few who are seriously considering coming to Ireland in September of next year, do not fear. I should know something about what's going to happen to the hotel soon. I don't know anything right now, to be truthful. I'm still dealing with all the other stuff I was dealing with before, but if I'm not able to hold it in the venue that I want to, I'll just find another venue. So it's still on. I am going to have to start seriously getting deposits and things soon, but we'll worry about that closer to February. But if you are saving up for the retreat, or if you want to buy a plane ticket, feel free. Just know I'm not going to have the air or the hotel pre-booking stuff done yet. I know a lot of you are waiting very patiently for me. I wish I had a better situation. I had no idea that this all was going to kind of come down to this. Okay, so we have it done, it looks like. I'm going to go back through this hole. And then I'm gonna bring it down again. I'm just reinforcing this corner. And I'm gonna bring it up again, and then we're gonna tie it off. Right here at the top. So cute. It's all poofy. Look at it. And attempt to hide what's going on with this knot. Awesome. Yes. Okay. We did it. Get as close as I can. We actually did it. I'm so glad. So then the instructions say to kind of, you know, cut around. Trying to be careful here because I'm aware that one small misstep could lead to destruction, but yeah, it could have been a little more reinforced in some places, but overall I'm pretty happy. That's really cute. And there's supposed to be a way on how to attach the keychain part, but I really don't know. I might just use this as like a little trinket. And I'm so glad that you were here with me to do this as well. It has been such a blast. My messy desk area. Oh, look at it. Here we go. So shiny. So again, I'll have the link to this down in the description box. And I think I might show you my knitting. So 2 seconds. Whoops. So here is the knitting project that I'm working on. The Joey pouch. I'm going to show you. I'm using 4mm metal needles. I don't know what brand they are, from Amazon. And I am supposed to knit 30 centimeters in length. And then I can finish it off, bring the sides in together like so. And then knit along, sew the bottom and the side together. I'll make this little tiny pouch, or the outside of the pouch. There'll actually be a cotton liner inside. That's how that works. And it'll keep them nice and toasty whenever they need it. It'll take some more time to finish it. But I've been doing this a lot at night, and I've found it really relaxing. I'm just using a regular bowl to hold my yarn because otherwise it would be full of dog hair, let's be honest. So I just picked my favorite bowl, and yeah. The stitch markers, I got these on Etsy. I don't think you can see them all that well unless I bring them down, which is good because I need you to be able to see what I'm doing. But they're from a store on Etsy. I have them linked in one of my floss tube videos, but anyway, you could search like Irish stitch marker and I think they'll come up. I'm thinking about getting more of them if I get more needles, but obviously I don't need more if these are the only needles I have, right? And it's going to take me a minute to get back into it. Maybe if you are into knitting, you can tell me how to loosen the tension on my stitches. And if you're not into knitting, maybe you can't. That's okay. I used to only crochet, but you know what? I've actually knitted more than I've crocheted in years because of this crafting guild. I'll link them down in the description if you want to check them out and get updates on how everything is being used and all of that. They're quite transparent. They're not a scam. So don't worry about that. I've done my research. I wouldn't be collecting donations if I didn't know they were legit. So that's I want you to breathe easy there. But it is such a tragedy, you know. I feel like it's not a lot, but it's something, and it's really meaningful to the rescuers as well. And I hope that I'd like to find charities to help in the future. I think we did a really great job, and they're really, really appreciative of it, you know. And it makes you feel good as well. Doing something to help someone else. It is a great feeling. So I'll have to find some Irish charities as well. I'd like to do more and be more engaged and active and do what I can. I think I was on the verge of developing like a social anxiety, which is not good. It's really not a great feeling when you feel like you're being isolated, but it's not because of other people. It's like it's all you're doing, you know what I mean? Not you, ones. I hope you didn't misunderstand what I meant there. But yeah. Anyway, I think that's all I've really been up to. Last week was all painting and then vegging out for the weekend. Then we got the storm and it cut out my internet and it was difficult, but we survived. I can't complain. There was no structural damage, even though we were kind of rooting for the shed to fall down because it would be a lot easier to clean up if a storm kind of tore it down, whereas now we have to like go out with a sledgehammer. But that can be fun. Anybody demolished a shed lately? But yeah, anyway. And then I'm really looking forward to it. There's going to be a market in March. I know March seems like it's ages away, but like last year flew, y'all. So there's a market in March where a poultry distributor will be in our town, and we're going to get 4 hens. 4 because we have a chicken run and a chicken house that is capable of holding 4, and also because we have a loyal buyer of chicken eggs. So we're going to go ahead and fork over the extra dough to get a 4th hen. And also, if you buy them all at once, they familiarize themselves with each other much quicker if they're all in the same batch. Whereas if you bring in a hen after, it's hard. It's really tough. We did that with Aretha, and lucky for her, her breed was a very large breed, so she didn't get picked on. But I'm going to pick the smartest looking hens this time. and we'll take very good care of them. I miss the eggs. I miss the taste of those eggs. It was so nice. And the store-bought eggs just don't even compare. Not even close. Also, getting to see them every day and forming another bond with an animal that isn't my dog. She's asleep. She's asleep on the recliner now. The other one. But you guys, it looks like it's almost been an hour and a half. I told you, I promised you I'd make this one longer because the live got cut short, and I am sorry about that. But we will be going live again this Saturday, and I think the Saturday after I may have to cancel, but I'm not sure yet. I'll keep you in the loop anyway. I'll let you know. And if I have to change the time or something, maybe I'll do that instead. And I know I apologize to those of you who are in parts of the world where my live stream is while you're sleeping. I do apologize, but there are times when I sleep too. So there's a lot of lives I can't watch, like Mrs. Crochet and Coffee and Jeremy Fryer. Who else goes live when I sleep? Yeah, there are lots of tubers that go live while I sleep. So anyhow, I hope one day that I can catch you live. And until then, thank you very much for watching my videos and leaving your likes and comments. I love reading your comments. And if I don't respond to your comment, I always try to leave a heart to let you know that I've read it. The only time I don't leave a heart, to be honest, is if it's a rude message, and or something like that. I have been, and I don't know how you feel about this, but I have been treating trollish comments in the way that I would expect others to, which is I delete them. So if you're leaving trollish comments or comments that are not helpful and are hurtful, they will be deleted. I don't really have a tolerance for that, because this is a place where we come to have a good time and relax and craft. It's not a place for bickering or drama. So anyhow, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week. I'm looking forward to sharing with you all these really beautiful, amazing new things and some exciting stuff that's coming down the line, and also my adventures in knitting. Thank you for watching. If this is the first video you've ever watched of mine, which I'm sorry if it was, but if it is the first time, please consider subscribing to my channel, because I do post, well, virtually 6 days a week, and I like to keep things fresh and new and entertaining for you all. So I will have a few bonus videos in there as well, stuff that I wouldn't normally put out on the schedule. Consider becoming a Patreon supporter if you haven't already. If you don't want to, that's perfectly fine too, but you will get behind the scenes and lots of different pictures of like Luna and everything, and different things like that. And it's kind of a small group of us where we can chit chat and everything. And I'm thinking about bringing back the tiers, y'all. I'm thinking about bringing back the tiers. Thank you for those Patreon supporters who have been waiting for me to revamp my Patreon. I just really needed a break around Christmas. So that and more coming soon. And the Etsy shop is live, but new items won't be in for a while. I'm afraid that some of them got swallowed by the post. So it might be a little while, but go check it out if you'd like to poke around and follow it. So anyway, I won't keep you any longer. I hope you take care of yourselves, and if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or queries, please leave them down in the comment section below this video, and I will answer them as soon as possible. I hope you take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye, guys!